Hey, what's up guys, Bunch of Home, and welcome to another dev showcase, basically a 0.5. Today, well right now you're looking at a static image again, because we don't really have to go in the database, it's all game stuff. I don't know why I considered the fact that it might have been needing the database, but I don't think we may never need the database for these 0.5s. I'm just gonna say that right now, but that'll nip me in the butt later. Or, is it bud? I think it's bud. The point is, we got some nice stuff to show because in the past week or so I've been doing a lot compared to the previous 3 weeks before that. Yeah, I've been doing a lot. So much in fact that I've already planned out the next dev showcase, which I guess is coming next month. I planned this horribly because otherwise it would be a very long episode this month. So with that said, let us go into the first half of the video. Alright, here we are in another scene. And this may look familiar, however some things may not look familiar. If you're wondering about the HUD, I'll talk about that next month. If you're wondering about Claire, I'll talk about that next month too. Wow, a lot of things I'm spoiling for next month. Anyways, we're here to talk about the Gacha system because it's actually been updated quite a bit. The only thing I haven't updated is the fact that the badges. I haven't made that many badges. Actually, the only badges I made were the ones on camera. I think I made badges on camera, right? I didn't make them off screen willy-nilly, right? I made them on camera, I'm pretty sure. Those are the only ones that's still there. But I have made well, I wouldn't call it improvements. I'd just say it's more finalized for the Gacha system. So as you can see on our inventory here, we have 3 badge tickets and 3 badge try tickets. Badge try tickets, self-explanatory, summon 3 badges at one time. Badge tickets, summon 3. Well, no, I have 3 of them. They summon 1 at a time. How will these be obtained in the game? You have to find out. Also, don't mind the level 0. It does not start at level 0. I wasn't supposed to adhere to the HUD you can clearly see on screen, but here I am. Anyways, we can choose to either use badge ticket or use badge try ticket. Now, if you're wondering, I'll show that later. So let's use these badge tickets. We're gonna get a new scene here. We're gonna get a space, and then we're gonna obtain HP plus 3. Now it'll actually ask you if you want to continue. You can not continue, of course, or you can continue using another badge ticket. Just to make them, since it's another scene, I thought, maybe you'd want to continue because it might take a little bit of time if you go in and out and change between scenes. Maybe you just want to get all your something done immediately. So we're using our badge tickets. You'll notice something right here. It only says use badge try ticket. Now, unfortunately, contrary to what you may believe, I am not using HumanWorks' disabled choices or any disabled choices plugin. I'm actually using conditional branches. I didn't think of that at first, and honestly, this is more simpler for me because I actually know how to use conditional choices more than disabled choice plugins, which is kind of sad. Is we're not going to continue because I just want to show you that the same happens basically out here. We're gonna use a badge try ticket just to show you how a try ticket works. When you get phys defense plus 1, when you get a 2-star right here, happens right away. We'll get regen HP, and then we get another 1-star, which we get bonus plus 1. And that'll actually be it for this sequence. We're gonna be actually going to the battle sequence, because there's quite a bit. To be fair, this episode is pretty much all about revamping. I mean, there's another thing, but I feel like that would be too much to explain in one video, at least in this video. It takes a lot of editing and a lot of scenes I have to record. We're not gonna do that maybe ever, but I'll explain a little bit about it in the next segment. Here we are in the battle sequence, and as you can tell, many things have changed. Let's get the big one out of the way. The battle system has been completely revamped because I'm using a different plugin. Fallen Angel Olivia's Order Turn battle system is based off of Octopath Traveler Octopath Battler is what this entire thing is called. Not the game, the whole set of plugins. Octopath Traveler's battle system, in which it's basically a standard turn battle, but you can do a lot of things to manipulate, like the positions of actors and stuff, which is why I'm using it. I do like the fact that you can manipulate the positions of actors. Along with that, there are break shields. No weakness displays, because in this game there are only going to be like one weakness for each character, except certain characters, which I might discuss later on. 2 break shields. If you get hit with a weakness attack that's your weakness twice, or in some cases just depleted anyways, you'll be inflicted with the status effect. Well, the status effect that doubles the amount of damage you take, and also lowers your haste by 75%, which doesn't really matter for the main characters because they usually start off with 1 haste. But enemies that have a lot of haste have a lot more haste than you do, so you can just try to whittle them down a bit. Double damage actually helps a lot. I can't show that off. I forgot. Now that I think about it, I probably could have shown it, but it's not. It's basically exactly how I explained it. It's not really that difficult to comprehend. Let's go over a small thing here. How about Arken? As you know, or may not know, in the last dev episode 1.5, not 2, 1.5, we just talked about Arken's skills. You may notice that there is actually a revamped MP for one, but that's not really the point. I've actually revamped MP today, legitimately, because I put them on a spreadsheet, like a list of skills. It's actually very helpful because I actually organize it in a way that helps me very quickly find skills I need to like look up data for. Anyways, Stellar Buster is the name of the game here. Without Order Turn Battle, this would not exist. And Stellar Buster is a physical move, which means that Arken can actually take advantage of it. I gave him Dazzle before because actually Justin wanted me to put Dazzle. Maybe I should change it back because he did want Dazzle. I'll have to ask him about that sometime. At the moment, it's Stellar Buster because it's a physical attack that Arken can take advantage of. It's a low astral damage to single enemy, so I like Dazzle, but for one, it uses physical calculations. And for another, it shifts the position of the target to 2 spaces later. Position is kind of hard to explain here. It just moves their turn to later in the next turn that they're active in. That's pretty much it. Not much else to say about here. The battle system is, honestly, when you get to the nitty and gritty about it, it's actually not that hard to get the hang of when you get used to it, at least. The final thing we actually have to explain here as a whole, as I'm showcasing it, is actually the items. A very short episode today because we're not talking about skills. Don't worry, Claire will have skills talked about a whole lot next time. Alright, let's talk about potions, because while there might not be implementation of this, in case like I find them to be too OP, I think there's gonna be like a super hard mode later on that I'm gonna be making, and I'm gonna disable items for that, just so it can be a real test skill. Something like that. Anyways, every type of potion, one for HP, one for MP, one for TP, have 8, yes, you heard me right, 8 different variants. We have the potion which heals 10 HP. 10 HP is actually a lot in the early game, but by the time you get to like 60 HP, it's not that much. Duo Potion restores 15 HP, but wait for it, it grants a potion right after. Obviously inspired by the bicycle from Undertale, but also inspired by an item from a Paper Mario hack, because I got reminded that's technically what inspired me to do this, but I got the idea originally from Undertale. That was a long time ago. Trio Potion is actually from the Paper Mario hack, not Undertale. Recovers 20 HP to an ally and grants it to a potion. So in sequence, you can recover 20 HP, 15 HP, and 10 HP using one Trio Potion, which is not bad, but you do 3 separate turns, right? So there's the drawback. I also didn't just want to make it 10 HP all the way because By the time you get trio potions, I think 10 HP potions are going to be quite obsolete. So I'm going to make it 20 HP just in case. Big potion is actually just a better version of potion. It heals 30 HP. That's all it is. Alright, now we have the OTB reliant potions. Fast potion, which heals only 5 HP. Yes, but it shifts the position of the target earlier by 2 spaces. So as you can see here, Arken will move 2 spaces earlier in the next turn. Light potion basically does the same thing but requires more HP. Slow potion recovers 20 HP, which is a lot more than normal potion, but makes them move 2 spaces later. So there's that. Heavy potion is the same but heals a lot more HP. It shifts them later. It's actually pretty much the same thing for all the potions actually. They actually have the same recovery amounts because while TP only goes in up to 100, I didn't think I need anything like too dramatic. Although 5 TP is a lot less now that I think about it. Well, I guess it'd be a lot less if I had 100 TP specials. That would be what the problem was. Since I'm using like 40 TP special as your base, wait no, 635. Oh, it's 25. 25 is the lowest one. So 5 is fine. And then we had the still heavy drop. Yeah. And when we had the testing potions, they're not going to be used in the game at all. They're just full recovery potions just in case. Anyways, the final thing that I'm not going to be covering today is actually elemental synergies, inspired by the freeze status effect from Final Fantasy games, I guess. Kind of Genshin Impact from the little I know about it. Basically, if you use an element on a specific state, when someone has a specific state, something will happen. Not going to be explaining it entirely. For example, Arken has a fire skill. Bad example. We're going to okay, let's take the ice skill. So there's status effects for poison, stun, sleep, and daze, which is like paralysis from Pokemon. But it's not a stun completely. If you happen to use an ice attack on stun, it will no longer be a stun effect. Actually, it'll be freeze. It'll replace the stun with freeze. Freeze acts similar to stun, as in it will stun the opponent and make them immobile. However, if you use a physical attack, it'll do double damage. If you use a fire attack, it'll do double damage. But say, Runefire, what happens if you have someone like Arken who has physical fire attacks? Well, I can guarantee this with 100% certainty. He will actually do, get this, 4 times damage. That's right. If you have Arken on the field, he can spit out a shock shot to paralyze an enemy, and an ally of his that has an ice attack can freeze that enemy. Then right after, he can use Fire Flurry or Cinder Strike or whatever you want, and you can do 4 times the amount of damage you would do normally. That is simply incredible, and which is why you should pair Arken with an ice type user. With that said, I believe today is already covered. It's not as long as the other episode, but I think it's warranted considering we're only talking about the battle system and such. Next time we're going to be covering a lot of stuff, including Claire skills. Don't worry, what's Claire next time. There is a reason why I did Claire next. I was supposed to cover the second character and the third character next. Claire is the 4th registered character. I think the reason why was because I wanted to make a character that had win synergy with a stage, so I wanted to test that out. Which is why I made Claire first. Well, I made the win skill first, so I could test things out. But yeah, not much else to say about that. Alright, with that said, see you guys and stay safe. Bye-bye.